Hello, this is a welcome video from myself, VWTDI, aka Lucy. I'd just like to welcome you to a little bit of my life and YouTube, and also the I Have IIH Foundation. I'm just a mere sufferer. I'm no one important really. There are other amazing people who know a lot more than I do. But as a fellow sufferer, I was diagnosed in May. Well, first lumbar puncture was in May 2011 at 36. I begged for another lumbar puncture in August after being on Diamox, and that was 32. I was then put on more Diamox and forgotten about, and basically they were shocked I wasn't cured. I then pushed for another lumbar puncture and pushed for surgery. I have pushed a lot, and I suggest that if your eyes are going, if you're having real visual problems, you have to push for it sooner rather than later. Time is not on your side, as horrible as if you've got the same sort of pressures I have. November, December time, I was done again. My pressure went into the 40s, but it settled at 38. I believe it would have been higher if they'd put the right amount of tubes on, but it was too high anyway. I was then put in for surgery.
Surgery tomorrow morning. I'm actually really touched by the amount of support I've got. You've all been amazing, and I've got to stop using that hand because that's shaking. In fact, no, I'm probably shaking in this hand as well. Sorry, it's going to be a shaky video. I packed ages ago. I've got, where is it? I've got my cow print DS, which should keep me entertained, along with a pack, I think it's 16 games. What's 8 plus 8? That's 16, yeah. So I've got 16 games in there. Most of them I have played already, but there's 2 new ones in there that I haven't played, and I'm not going to play until I'm in hospital. Yeah, so it's now just 6:30 so that we get there for 7. Oh, I normally only see that time when I don't want to. So hopefully I'll just like sleep away until my operation, and then they'll go, right, we're going to cut you open. Yeah, okay, whatever. God knows. I've looked at the diagrams now. I know what they're going to do. Whereas 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't even acknowledge, in my head, I wouldn't even look at it. I wouldn't think it, just la 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 la. Glasses off so you can see how rough I look. I'm not really nervous. I thought I'd be shitting bricks. But I'm just, yeah. I'm in pain because obviously I haven't taken my morning medication because it's not time yet. So my head is killing. So I think that kind of helps because it's like, well, it can't hurt much more. Well, actually it could, but I don't want to think about that. Yeah. So it's just waiting. Apparently I'm second on the list, so I was told yesterday. So if there's been no emergencies, then yeah, I should be in relatively quick. I'm absolutely gagging for a drink. I cannot tell you how much I want a drink. But hey ho. They've told me that the only thing I know about is a needle in my hand. They'll knock me out. He then started to go through the process of, when I'm unconscious, they're going to put local anaesthetic here, local anaesthetic here, here and here and here. I'm like, look, I do not need to know any of this. He's like, we'll put pain relief and antis. I'm like, I don't want to know. Just give me the drugs, do what shit you've got to do, and Let me play my DS.
Woke up at about 3ish with 2 women fussing over me. I was a bit confused. I was in quite a bit of pain with my head, but in actual fact it was no more worse than like a really bad IH headache. They kept asking me my pain rating, 1, 2 or 3. I was like 3, it still hurts. They gave me Oromorph, didn't do anything. I don't know what Oromorph does, it didn't touch me at all. They then gave me morphine in my veins, 2 bit at a time. Took 10 mil before it actually did anything, even then it only slightly took the edge off the pain. I then lay there for, I was doing quite well there. I then got moved round to the other side because I was ready, and that was probably about 3:30, 4ish, and then I just sat there for 2 hours chatting to some guy called Adam, bless him, and yeah, poor guy, he must have wanted to kill himself by the end of it. Only thing that they kept moaning at me that I kept taking my mask off because my oxygen levels kept going down, but they weren't too bad. I just need to learn to take a deep breath in. So anyone who's having this surgery, all I can say is if you're as bad as I was, or the same sort of thing as I was, you'll wake up and you'll be able to see. Well, or sorry, my progress is I can see better. My headache's gone. I'm still really warm, but that's fair enough. I've got slight pain in my head. This stomach one, don't you dare, Mum, play with that. Mum's threatening to play with the bed things. I've got a cut in my stomach about here. Now that really is painful. But apart from that, I mean, that to move, that makes it a nightmare. But I'm sure within no time I'll be up and annoying people and running around. Day 2, and I'm obviously fully recovered. Got a nice wound to my top lip. Yeah, not much to report. The head one's not too bad, and if you're on the Oromorph or on the strong painkillers, it's not too bad where they've tunnelled and stuff. Hurts when that stuff's worn off. But the thing that's a real nightmare, and I think that will be the issue, or that is the issue about having a VP shunt, no one told me, is the one on your stomach. Because obviously they've cut through like your muscles and stuff, or whatever they've cut through to get into your tummy. That makes things a bit of a nightmare, and you obviously get a bit of a bad throat from where you put the thing in your mouth. Apart from that, it's not as bad as you think at all. And as you might be able to tell from the camera, I haven't got the shakes, which is fantastic. Well, hardly any shakes. I think my eyes are better as well, considering I haven't had much sleep last night. I mean, normally this light I'd be moaning that it'd be killing my eyes, but no. Oh, and the other thing is, I just got an insane dryness in my mouth. It's just constant. But yeah, apart from that, and there's the wound on my neck. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. That's about it, really. Obviously, the only thing I will show you is this amazing bruise that I have on my arm, just there, and you can see the whole of my arteries and stuff. They're like green. And the cool thing is, I've still got these weird things on my legs that just like keep puffing up, just to, I don't know, just to stop blood clots and stuff. So they're really cool. Yeah, so I'm going for a CT scan today, just check everything's where it's supposed to be, and
yeah, then I think the next sort of, well, 3 days will just be making sure that I can handle sort of my stomach and stuff. I think I counted something like 12 staples in my head. I haven't had the bandage off my tummy, so I don't know how many staples are in that. The wound's about that big.
Okay, we're recording.
Hello car park fans. This is day 2. I'm with Nix. You can see it comes down here, all the way down here, nicely bruised. And then you can see all my stomach, and this will probably be the only time you ever get to see my stomach, because I don't show it off. But this is the painful part here, all in here. I joked that they'd given me a gastric band. The staples were literally just there, from there to there.
Yeah, you can see it through the bandage.
But I'm doing okay. I've been able to get out of bed. Amazingly, for laying like this, normally I'd be screaming in pain with a headache. I can feel I can feel this doing something. It's definitely still doing something. But I'm not like, my head, which is amazing. But I won't be staying like this for long. I will be getting straight back up. Hey, day 3, if I believe so. My throat's still quite bad. As you can see, I've still got a hole inside of my head. I've got new plaster on it. Woo! Got some lovely bruising there. That's gone down now. Lovely VP. Unknown bruising here, which is quite amusing. This is the tea lady. Yeah, I'm alright. It's my tummy that's the problem. They've got me up and walking. They've scanned my head, my CT scanned my head, and everything was fine. I presume now it's just a case of pain medication and then get out. I'm just so hot. It's really hot. That's all I can say. My tummy's hurting, but like I say, I'm walking around because I've been baking hot for so long. So for me to actually be cold is, I don't know, it's bizarre. And it's still a bit funny when I eat and stuff, so, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, and I sort of crawled onto my bed earlier. I was like crawling across my bed thinking and I thought, ow, that bloody hurts. So, bit of advice, don't crawl. I thought that wouldn't hurt too much, but it did. So yeah, that's about that really. That's my bombshell I'm going to end with. Do not crawl if you have a large laceration. They're definitely right about you're not cured within a week. Even though the staples will be out of my head within a week, it's definitely a longer process, and you can start to feel the effects. But please, if you're having a VP shunt, don't make the same mistake I'm making and think that just because you can see better and you feel better that you are better, because you need to rest. And I'm going to take my own advice, and I'm going to rest over the next few days. I'm going to go to Sarah's. I'm not going to be in control. I'm just going to do nothing, which is pretty much what I did in hospital. I was sort of not made to do nothing, but there was nothing really to do. Whereas when you are at home, there's things that I've tried to pick up, there's things that I've tried to move and sort, and yeah, that's the worst thing you can do. This morning was a pretty bad video, and I just realised I still have the shakes. So I was in a lot of pain this morning. Today, through the combination of sleeping, sitting up, and sitting very vertically, I have obviously brought down my pressure. So obviously this morning was just a very high pressure headache. Hopefully, well, obviously my shunt is working, because that's the only thing that I have that would be taking the pressure down. My normal painkillers are keeping the headache at bay. I am hoping that either my shunt is just slow at starting to work, or it might need adjusting to let more stuff through. But my body's obviously going through a lot of changes, because also it's come off Diamox, so or azithromycin or whatever it's called. So obviously there's going to be a lot of changes in my body. So basically I'm going to just carry on sleeping sitting up, and not try and sleep laying down, which is what I tried to do last night. And I'm putting a pillow under my knees to stop myself from rolling around. So that's probably my biggest tip after coming out of hospital. Pillow under the knees and lots of pillows behind your head. And hopefully as I get better, as everything heals and the clips are taken off and all the rest of it, I can control the pressure better. And if the laying down is still a problem in a couple of weeks, my best mate James said, well, it's quite simple, we just find out if we talk to the neurology, and if it's still a problem, we ask for a lumbar puncture, test the pressure, and if the pressure's still high, then we know that the shunt needs adjusting. He makes it sound so simple. If I can get the hospital to do that, then brilliant. If it's... because technically I want to come off all the painkillers. So... and also I've been having visual disturbance still. This morning I couldn't have light at all, so I don't think everything's as great as it first was, because I think I got that really big high because when they obviously did the operation, a lot of water would have leaked off, and I think my pressure basically has gone up since then. I don't know, there's loads of things to consider, so hopefully it's just a waiting game now. And I've been very, very lucky that one of my best friend's parents are letting me stay in their spare room. So I've got no real distractions, I've got nothing to do, nothing to tidy. I just can sleep, which is what I've done most of the day. And hopefully that'll do well. Also, if you have a shunt and you've watched this, can you tell me if you can hear your shunt doing things? You might be able to hear my stomach doing things right now, but I was convinced I could hear my shunt making some sort of noise. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed because everybody else has gone to bed now. And also, I'm feeling really tired, even though I've slept all day. I am now crossing my fingers, hoping that tonight will be the night that I get a full night's sleep. I'm still so very, very tired. It's only been like, what, a year and a half? It's a week after my surgery, and you can see I have still got my staples in, and I don't know how this is going to look, but I still have my tummy ones in as well. In less than, I think about half an hour, I am going to have them taken out. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm actually nervous. I'm bricking it. I don't think the tummy ones are going to hurt too much. It's the head ones that are really, because it's still quite sore. Yes, I'm scared. I'm a wuss. I'm going to be awake. I don't like that idea. Anyway, so I'll probably make a video later and yeah, show you what it looks like without staples, I think. I'm having to sleep sort of sitting up, and I'll show you now. I'm staying at a friend's, and this is sort of the pillows that I'm having to use. And I'm having to put, oh, there's my pyjamas, embarrassing, and I'm having to put 2 pillows under my knees. So that's how I'm sort of sleeping. So the sleeping has not really improved from before I had the operation. So, but the shunt does seem to be working, because obviously I'm not on any, I'm not on Diamox, so that's not doing anything. Well, I'm not on them, so there's nothing else but the shunt bringing my pressure down, and my normal medication that I was on before seems to be doing the job. To a point. I'm still having to take the normal medication and some painkillers to actually add on top to try and stop the pain. But I'm hoping when the clips are out it might be a little bit easier. We'll see. I have no idea. This is all new to me. I've never had stitches, never had clips, never had anything like this. So, but I can hear my little shunt and my bob work at some points, and I obviously I can feel it, and it's kind of weird sometimes when I move my neck. It's like I'll be sort of and I'll be being vain, and then I'll suddenly feel it, and I'll be like, what the? And it's like, I'm bionic. They're actually coming out very easily, and I don't know what I was scared of. Oh, I say that and now it hurts.
Okay, darling.
That's alright. So, basically, these are the ones that I thought would be easy, and for anybody else like me who's having a VP shunt, these are actually not too bad. Just kind of feels a bit weird. Actually, you know what it's like? It's like plucking your hair. It's no worse than plucking your eyebrows. So just imagine that. I'm just hoping that my head ones are going to be as nice and as easy.
Well done.
And that is what it looks like.
Okay, that's fantastic. Happy with that. Now, I think it's going to be better, Lucinda, if you've got slide down and have your head sort of rested a bit. Now, are you comfortable like that?
Yep.
And I'll try and work around it. All right. Okay, darling, well done.
See, also the other reason why I'm videoing this is so that I have to be brave, because I don't want to look like a wuss on camera. Actually,
Are you from the area?
yeah, I used to live around here.
Yeah, I wondered.
I don't want to say too much because this video will be seen by people. It'll probably go all around the world because I'm basically, I've got a very rare illness. I've got IIH, and I've had this VP shunt. Ow, that one was nasty. And this is obviously, hopefully this will cure me, but, well, not cure me, but take away all my problems. So what was different about that one to the others? Was it because it was slightly scabbed over?
Yeah, these are
Right.
a bit more heavily.
So-
And probably the angle as well.
Oh, well, see, that one didn't hurt. I thought you'd feel them a lot more than you do.
Well done. That's it, all out. That's lovely. Thank you.
And how does my head wound look?
Oh, it's good. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of iodine on there and some scabbing.
Yeah.
Don't get, although you can wash,
Yeah.
don't get scrubbing at it. Just,
Right.
take it gently.
Yeah. So
E45 on there will help with any scarring.
E45. Would we put E45 on my head? Or it wouldn't go in my hair well?
No, I don't think I would if I were you.
So that's it done.
Okay.
And I hope you have your staples out just as easy.
Just want to read you a quote from Katie Piper. Start your day with Katie, 365 affirmations for a year of positive thinking. I lost a friend last month, and this is his date of birth. It's very poignant. However long or short the road ahead, take little steps and eventually you will reach your destination. At the bottom it says, this is an important lesson that I learned from my surgeon. He helped me realise that my recovery could not happen all at once. He showed me how to break it down into manageable steps instead of feeling overwhelmed. It meant every day I had an achievement to celebrate, however small. If you don't know who Katie Piper is, she had an acid attack, and she lost, it was basically thrown in her face, so the whole of her face was burnt. I don't know how many surgeries she's had, but she is an inspiration. She's amazing. It's well worth getting this book. It's a book that you can just pick up and pick a day. Not that I'm supposed to be promoting a book, I'm not. I think I should though. I've had a VP Shunt. I love my shunt. I call him my shunt and my bob. And I wouldn't be without it. Yes, my pressure's still high. Yes, I still suffer. If you follow me on Twitter or Facebook, you'll see me some nights going, I want to rip this damn thing out of my head. Where it's not my shunt's fault. It is just more that my pressure's just high, and my shunt's doing its best, but it's only allowed to let so much through. I don't know what my head is doing. It seems to just be producing more and more water no matter what. But hey, my pressure's being kept under 30 at the moment. Since my VP shunt, I've had 2 lumbar punctures, one reading 29 and the other reading 28. So it's definitely taken my pressure down by 10. Yes, it has taken me 6 months to recover, and there has been times, even in the first month, where I thought, aha! And then it was like, no, you've done too much, you've sent your pressure up. It's a bit, I think having this illness and having a VP shunt, it's a bit like being diabetic in a way. You have to be careful of what sends your pressure up. If you smoke cigarettes, if you drink caffeine, it will send your pressure up, and then your shunt has to get rid of the water. So it's easier not to send your pressure up. My biggest problem is I get too excited, and then I get hyperactive, and then I crash. So mine's my natural adrenaline. You can see my cat. Sorry. And I get stressed. Stress is terrible for me. It sends me really ill. So yeah, I have to stay away from stress. Easier said than done with the way the economy and the government are, but that's another story. You can do it. Break it down. And I didn't know 6 months ago that I would be sitting here in a way telling a really positive story about the fact that I've had brain surgery and a VP shunt and it's been fine. You always hear about the bad stories. Well, I was hoping that I would have a good story to tell, and it does make me smile, and it makes me very happy that I can share my story with you, and that it's a pretty happy ending. I've had no infections, no complications. It's literally gone in my head, and it's brought my pressure down by about 10. So I'm still not cured. There isn't a cure for IIH or IH. There needs to be a cure.